Welcome to the Meridian Centre in St. Catharines, Ontario, home to the 2021 Canada Summer Games. We got the 1-2 Ottawa BlackJacks taking on the 2-2 Hamilton Honey Badgers. Welcome everybody to the Niagara region. Jason Tom here alongside Joe Razzo. Will be joined by Amy Audibert soon enough. Joe, we're in the home stretch, past the midway point. Every game, huge implications on the playoffs.
Absolutely. Now, most teams have got, Ottawa's only had 3, Hamilton's got 4 games under their belt. Things happen right now where you got a chance to make that first round. Your first step is to make the playoff round. And then to have a chance, if you can finish real well, then you got a chance of finishing in the top 2 spots. So, failure's not fatal yet, but we're getting close.
Absolutely. The CEBL Summer Series has had some great games thus far. We expect more of the same here today. Maybe a bit of a defensive matchup here as well, Joe.
Absolutely. I think in Ottawa's case, they're going to have to be very balanced on the perimeter and do a good job. But their bigs, Pierre Charles and Kyle Landry, have to stay out of foul trouble and allow Coach Genty to have that rotation in place.
We got a great game coming up here, and after the break, we'll be joined by Amy Audibert, who will have an interview with Honey Badgers head coach Ryan Schmidt. We'll also go through the standings so everybody is up to date with what we have here going on for the rest of the CEBL Summer Series. We are just a couple of minutes from tip-off, game 1 of 2 here on a Sunday afternoon on a Canadian long weekend. We thank you for joining us, of course, on the CEBL radio network and on cbcsports.ca. Jason Tom, Joe Razzo, Amy Audibert will be back with you after a short break.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
Time to rep your CEBL pride, Canada. Exclusive New Era merchandise is now available on CEBL.ca. Buy your favorite hats, replica jerseys, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Welcome to our game. BlackJacks fans, right now you can get 12% off 2021 season tickets by placing your $50 deposit before August 9th, 2020. Visit theblackjacks.ca and take advantage of this exclusive Summer Series offer. Welcome to a new basketball experience. Honey Badgers fans, right now you can get 12% off 2021 season tickets by placing your $50 deposit before August 9th, 2020. Visit honeybadgers.ca and take advantage of this exclusive Summer Series offer. Welcome to a new basketball experience.
Welcome back to the Meridian Centre. You're watching the CEBL Summer Series live on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and you're listening on TSN 1200 in Ottawa. And now let's bring in Amy Audibert. Amy?
Thanks, Jason. When we talk about immediate impacts, we have got to mention Caleb Agata. And before we get into what he did yesterday, let's talk about the past 5 months for Caleb. First, he was playing pro ball in Spain. When the COVID shutdown occurred, he came home. He had a contract with Hamilton already signed, but the CEBL didn't know at the time if they would have a season. So he had an opportunity to go play pro in Israel, and he had the blessings from the Hamilton organization to go get on the court. Now, Caleb had a great season in Israel. His team did not make the playoffs, but he had a good enough season where they already signed him back. He got back to Canada about 17 days ago and shot a quick text off to the organization, said, hey, I'm home, just in case. Now, we saw earlier this week, Dwayne Notice out for the remainder of the summer series, and so, of course, they got in touch with Caleb. Keep in mind, 17 days ago, he got home from Israel, so he had a 14 14-day quarantine. And what's truly remarkable is he did not get that negative COVID test result until about an hour before tip-off yesterday. He goes on to score 16 points in 8 field goal attempts and just over 19 minutes. It was really incredible. GM Jermaine Anderson said, listen, we've got to remember, Caleb has not practiced with this group yet. He has not shot with them. The only thing he's been able to do is watch film with the coaches. And as a former player himself, he said it was absolutely incredible. Guys,
thank you so much, Amy. I know the Honey Badgers were happy to get Caleb Agata back. Instant impact. And taking a look at the standings here, I told you it was jammed up. We got the Honey Badgers, who just yesterday improved to 2-2. And as mentioned, the BlackJacks, the only team with just 3 games under their belt. You're taking a look at the remaining games. Wow, we are set up for an outstanding finish, and it starts up today. Again, the first of 2 games. And Amy now with head coach Ryan Schmidt, and maybe his team's peaking at the right time. Amy?
Yeah, Coach, yesterday in that game, 6 of your guys score in double digits. How is your offense clicking so well right now?
I think just through time. I think obviously this is an interesting tournament where you're playing every other day, and I think the more experience the guys are getting on the court together, they're starting to gel and the chemistry starting to come together, and I think that was a product of it yesterday.
This Ottawa team has got to be feeling really good right now. 2 big momentum. How do you slow them down off the top?
I think it starts with Tommy Scrub. I think we got to do a good job on him and kind of showing him multiple bodies. And also I think theme with Johnny and Olivier is we got to make sure we locate them early in transition. And I think last game with Fraser Valley, Johnny got going. I think he had 3 threes in the first couple minutes. So limit easy touches for them. And the biggest thing too is just with those big 3, if we can kind of limit that, I like our chances.
Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck. Go back to you guys.
Thank you, Amy. I know it doesn't show up on the score sheet, Joe, but I have to say the Hamilton Honey Badgers coaching staff, the best dressed in the CEBL Summer Series. And Joe, when you talk about these 2 teams and what we have coming up here today, the keys to the game, they have switched really from the beginning of the Summer Series, because the big implication now, you have multiple games to scout your opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. And all of a sudden now, everything has changed. You have information. So in Ottawa's case, they have to limit Hamilton to 1 shot. They're a very good rebounding team, Ottawa, but Hamilton has been very good on second chance opportunities. Bench play, youth versus experience. The Ottawa bench is very, very young. Lots of youth sport experience on that. And you've got some pro players on the Hamilton team with a lot of experience at the pro. And then play through Tom Scrub. The idea of playing through Tom Scrub is he can facilitate. He's the best mismatch on the floor for Ottawa in many different situations.
And now when you're looking at the Hamilton Honey Badgers, a team, like I mentioned, who could be peaking at just the right time.
They got to play with confidence. I think that's a huge part. They did that yesterday. A lot of teams don't like back-to-back, but they're going to try to use that confidence to get some momentum going. They got to run with 5 in transition. Their spacing, particularly yesterday, and now as they're getting better as a team, is very good in transition where they space the floor very well. And then they've got to win the battle of the boards. Ottawa has won the battle of their boards, and that's what keeps them in the game. They're not a big team, but they're a very good rebounding team.
Now taking a look at the starting 5, some changes as we move along in this summer series. The BlackJacks, Johnny Berhana-Mescal, Thomas Scrub, Shaquille Keith, Olivier Hanlon, and Kyle Landry. Ever since losing Philip Scrub, they've been about the same, but Hamilton, Jalen Babb Harrison, Briante Weber, Jean-Victor Mukama, Cody John, and Owen Klassen. Cody John inserted into the starting 5.
Last 2 games have been really solid for them. And this entire starting 5, Owen Klassen yesterday didn't have great numbers that popped out at you, but he was sensational.
Absolutely. Again, the Honey Badgers without their starting point guard, Dwayne Notice, who's sitting just to my left. I have some promises that he will be helping me out because I will need it. And taking a look at the officials in this game, Max Audette, Chris Bacella, and Jason Steele, as Briante Weber, as has become the pregame routine, wears Dwayne Notice's jersey out for warm-ups and came over and gave his teammate daps before heading out onto the floor. I've mentioned it time and time again, condensed summer series. We've seen some teams who have started red hot, others who started off maybe a little bit rusty and have started to trend upwards, and I believe the Honey Badgers are one of those teams that are doing just that.
Yeah, I think once the teams started playing against each other, the second third of the schedule, teams have been prepared and ready.
Again, welcome to everybody watching on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and listening on TSN 1200 in Ottawa, the nation's capital. I know repping hard for their BlackJacks. Briante Weber, Cody John, little messy handoff there to start it up. Klassen, handoff to John. Briante Weber, who finished the game for the Honey Badgers yesterday in Elam time. No good from range on the step back. Rebound, Berhenna Mescal to Olivier Hanlon. Hanlon, coming off a good game, finds Thomas Scrub. Scrub, handoff, Berhenna Mescal. Back to Scrub. I didn't even see that pass happen. Great little dump off, leads to 2.
Great pocket pass. The other thing about Thomas Scrub, not just that they're going to have to play through him on offense, they've got him matched up with Briante Weber because he's going to try to use his length and space to guard the quick Briante Weber.
The trailer was Owen Klassen. His 3-ball clanks rim and out. 2-0 here in the early going for the team from Ottawa. Berhenna Mescal triggers it. No good. Klassen rebound. Cody John brings it the other way. Working on Shaquille Keith. Gets the pass picked off by Scrub. Scrub the other way for an easy 2-off glass. It's 4-0. And Scrub taps it out of bounds. Getting back on D.
Great defensive possession by Tom Scrub there. Shot the lane, showed it, and then took it away.
Briante Weber calling out a play from the backcourt. He gets over the midcourt line. Goes the opposite way of the Klassen screen. Throws up an off-balance shot. No good. JV Mukama there trying to pull it down, but it's the BlackJacks with defensive rebound. Shaquille Keith, bounce pass. Olivier Hanlon, 3-ball is cash money. A perfect start for the BlackJacks at 7-0.
And a great 5-man transition off of the rebound.
Exactly what Ottawa needed to come out of the gates with. This is a huge game for them. Bab Harrison with the rock. Takes it at Landry. Fadeaway. Back rim and out.
Great gang rebound. Everybody put a body on someone, and Owen Klassen's got 2 bodies on him.
2 minutes into the opening quarter here. The BlackJacks getting everything that they want. Shaquille Keith gets hacked. He will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, you sense a real confident Ottawa team right now. Confident on offense and confident on defense. I think the factor already, Tom Scrub has been a huge factor on the defensive side because that idea of putting him on Briante Weber has been very good.
The official game ball of the CEBL is Spalding. You can get your new CEBL official replica ball today by visiting cebl.ca. And it's a gorgeous rock that they use out there. Especially made for the summer series. Caleb Agata comes into the game just 2 minutes and 3 seconds in.
You think he left an impression yesterday?
Made an impression in just a couple of games last year with the Honey Badgers before he went overseas for his stop. Nice move to the baseline, but it's cut off by Landry. Fadeaway is no good from Jean-Victor Mukama. Keith picks up his dribble. Briante Weber out there always trying to pick pockets. The defense has picked up with Agata in the game, but Landry from downtown. It's a 12-0 run to start the game for the Ottawa BlackJacks. We will be back after a short break. You are watching live from St. Catharines, Ontario.
Most of our clients who come through our door and who are suffering from mental illness, they're feeling a sense of despair and a longing for help. Often, insurance companies are denying disability claims on the basis that there's insufficient medical evidence. We've represented hundreds of clients who suffer from anxiety or depression. We fight for our clients' right to receive the compensation they deserve. If you've been denied long-term disability, don't give up. We can help.
Your long-term disability firm, Kotak Law.
Follow the Ottawa BlackJacks on social media right now to get the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes access that the CEBL's newest club has to offer. Follow the Hamilton Honey Badgers on social media right now to get the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes access that the Honey Badgers have to offer.
We're back live. What a perfect start for the BlackJacks. 4 of 5 from the floor, 12 points, 12-0 run, and Ryan Schmidt had to talk things over at the Honey Badgers.
Yeah, great focus by Ottawa to start this basketball game, and this is a team with a lot of good shooters that haven't been shooting it well. They started this game shooting the rock real well.
Agata, kick out to Weber. He had to corral that almost like a second baseman on the short hop. Launch is tipped by Olivier Hanlon. Great closeout, 24-second shot clock violation.
Great situation for Ottawa there. Hamilton calls a timeout, tries to come with something, and Ottawa defends it completely to 24 seconds.
Got to give some credit here to the BlackJacks coaching staff. Have put together a great game plan and then executed to perfection by the BlackJacks here in the opening 3+ minutes. Shaquille Keith. Crossover into the lane, but it's poked away. Honey Badgers now running out. It's a 3-on-3. Agata gets it to the trailing Bab Harrison. He's good from downtown. The Honey Badgers on the board.
And that's a strength for Hamilton. That's a strength for Hamilton to run out in transition like that, so they can make defense to offense real quick.
This week, the CEBL has been trending across Canada, and you can join the conversation by using the hashtag #OurGame on all the social media platforms. Join in on the conversation, follow along with all of our teams, do a great job of interacting with each other and keeping it fun, keeping it light. Everyone's just happy to be back on the floor as Munis Tutu checks into the game for the first time for Ottawa. Shaquille Keith, foul line extended, getting to the baseline. Lots of contact between him and Bab Harrison. They let them play. Good block down low by Klassen, and the Honey Badgers come away with it. Foul at the midcourt. Olivier Hanlon banged into Weber.
Yeah, tough turnover there for Ottawa, trying to make a soft skip pass, and you can't do that, not against the length of this Hamilton team.
Jermel Kennedy checking in for the game. Sorry, for the first time this early afternoon, coming in for Jaden Makama. Up top, Agata. Crossover to Kennedy. Klassen up at the top. Drop off to Bab Harrison. Gets it back on the pick and roll. Shaquille Keith steps in to lay the lumber on Klassen. He'll have to earn it at the line, shooting 2.
Owen Klassen's a nice big target on that roll. He finishes the screen and then forces Ottawa to rotate. In that case, they didn't rotate quick enough, and he's good rolling to the basket. He's got good hands when he's moving.
Briante Weber took Agata and Kennedy aside to have a little conversation during the free throws. Interesting there. Klassen just focused through the horn, shot the free throw anyways, but I don't think they're going to count that first, because the official was over chatting with the score table. The official now wants to talk to.
Yeah, I think we got a technical, not a technical foul right now, but I think a technical situation. They're just checking rosters for numbers.
I don't think somebody was on the score sheet. So just going over, yeah, sorry, you can go ahead with it.
Yeah, so by rule, if the name is accurate and the number's incorrect, that could have been a miscommunication. They put it down. So that's not a technical. If the name wasn't there and the number wasn't there, then it would have been a technical foul.
That was Lloyd Pandy, who they were talking about. Wore number 27 the other day, number 6. I will make sure to make that change myself. Klassen splits a pair. It's 12-4, just over 4 minutes into the opening quarter. Olivier Hanlon, mid-range game. Hanlon is good.
Big start. That's big for Ottawa because he's 2 for 2, and he's had some trouble shooting the ball so far in this series.
Kennedy, pump fake, gets into the lane. Weber, drive, kick out again. Bab Harrison hit one before, gets another to go. That is a good sign for Hamilton.
Yeah, best half-court offense Hamilton's had up to this point. The ball got moved around a little bit.
14-7 for the BlackJacks, who jumped out to an early 12-0 lead. Agata, steal and save. That is what Caleb Agata does. Headmans to Weber, but the Honey Badgers had to wait for the rest of their team to catch up. Kennedy telegraphed that pass. Thomas Scrub just makes it look so easy. Steele misses the two, gets his own rebound, and cleans it up.
And that's another great example of Thomas Scrub showing it and taking it away. But that goes to the scouting report of the Ottawa coaches. They knew that Hamilton was looking to reverse it there, and Tom stepped in there, played coy, and then just made the great move going to the basket.
And it's just a great scout on his part. He knows what they're going to be running offensively, and he stepped in twice to pick off that exact same pass. Agata now, free throw line extended. Jumper, can't get the roll. Klassen taking on 4 BlackJacks, comes down with it and is fouled. He'll head back to the line.
And that's going to be Owen all day today, going to be on the board. And you're going to find it won't be just one BlackJack player to put a body on him. They're going to gang rebound. The Ottawa team collapses right now as well as any team in the summer series.
The BlackJacks shooting just 30% from range heading into this game, but they're a plus 11 on the boards through their 3 games. And as you had mentioned, not the biggest team here in the summer series, so very impressive. And I guess it's positioning and obviously the want for the ball.
And being physical.
Yeah.
They are physical on every rebound. They're looking for bodies. They're searching out bodies, not just going to the ball.
Well, they're going to put Klassen on the line consistently. If he's bricking free throws like that, the lead is still 9 for the BlackJacks. Pandy takes it hard and drops it off. Good from Jean-Emmanuel Pierre-Charles.
That was a great pass. He looked off to the corner for a 3 and then made an incredible interior pass on that.
Bab Harrison gets run off the line, drive, kick, ball movement is good. Kennedy takes it, no good, gets pushed on the offensive rebound. The BlackJacks come out with it. They have numbers in transition. Hanlon, another mid-range jumper, front rim, no good, and they call Bab Harrison on the foul. That hurts because he got pushed off the block on the other end with no whistle.
Yeah, and that was Pandy getting inside. That's a U Sports Rookie of the Year, getting inside position, knowing Olivier is going to shoot and trying to get the rebounding position.
It's going to be great to see what Lloyd Pandy takes from this experience, a late addition to the squad, and then being able to take that back to his U Sports squad. No surprise, up in Carleton.
Yeah, it'll be great for Carleton, not so great for the rest of the conference.
When you hear head coach Osvaldo Genti screaming out matchups, he just brought Kyle Landry back into the game. Pandy gets it to Hanlon. He came off the screen. Olivier Hanlon for his boys in Gatineau. He has it going here in the early going.
Solid baseline out of bounds play. They've run all series real well. Made a good read on that.
This changes the BlackJacks totally when Olivier Hanlon can start finding his shot. Had struggled through 3 games here with his stroke. Agata, step back, baseline, Jimmy Cash. 21-9 for the BlackJacks. They continue to have a great first quarter.
And the one thing that Ottawa's done is limited Hamilton to transition baskets, one of their strengths.
Oh, and Thomas Scrub danced his way in for an easy 2.
Thomas' footwork, once he gets the ball inside the 3-point line, is absolutely sensational. It's a slow, long step. Sometimes it looks awkward, but it's incredibly effective.
Speaking of steps, Agata called for too many. Turnover, a 14-point lead here with 3:08 left. The BlackJacks continue to dictate play.
Ottawa's done such a great job of on-the-ball defense. They haven't allowed people to get in them. And I think one of the best parts of it was that they've used Tom Scrub on Deontay Weber and used his length. Very effective.
Honey Badgers showing just a little bit of pressure now as Alex Johnson checks in for the first time in the game for Hamilton, along with Manny Diesa. Landry set the screen. Hanlon, drive, kick, Pandy passed it up for a better shot. Pandy finishes inside.
Good read on his part. No rush there at all.
Kennedy, handoff to Agata as you see the Pandy finish on the other end. Very smooth. Khalif Young also in the game for the Honey Badgers. His pass to Diesa ends up in a turnover back the other way. Headman to Pandy. Pump fakes. Almost has it taken away. Hanlon thought about it. thought better of it, finds Scrub. He gets to the baseline. All kinds of bodies hitting the floor. Stepping in for the charge was Diessa.
The only mistake Tom Scrubs made today on that drive, going baseline, just overcommitted.
You can pick up the latest gear from your favorite team exclusively from New Era, the official merchandise partner of the CEBL and its 7 teams across Canada. You can visit CEBL.ca and click on shop. All 7 squads represented there on CEBL.ca. See the Honey Badgers today wearing their pinstripe yellow and black. The BlackJacks as well with their black with white and red trim. Another turnover. The BlackJacks active consistently defensively, and Lloyd Pandy continues to get it done, this time in transition.
Yeah, incredible. Good shot the gap real well on that and stayed confident with the dribble.
Little pick and roll. Khalif Young down low. Kick out Diessa. Agata. Corner 3 is good. Stems the bleeding a little bit. Cutting the lead to 15.
Caleb Agata, just a good scorer. Hits the 3, gets to the free throw line.
And good defense there on Johnny B, whose jumper is no good. Hamilton looking to string together a couple of stops. Johnson, kick out. Jermel Kennedy, no good. One and done for the Honey Badgers. The BlackJacks push it the other way. Yassine Joseph with the rock. He's watched by Alex Johnson. Landry sets the screen. Johnson avoided it. One pass. Shaq Keith, no good. One and done on the other end. Honey Badgers have a chance here to string together something. Transition, but they got to stop these quick shots, Joe. Air ball 3 from Diessa. Shaq Keith the other way. Transition 2. BlackJacks having their way in the first quarter. 45 seconds to go.
The only problem with the quick shot for Hamilton, they've done real well in transition, but they have nobody going to the boards. There's no trail. Not running with 5 what they did yesterday.
Diessa working with Khalif Young. Young rolls on it. We got a mismatch. Young on Keith. The young Khalif Young, no good on the lefty hook. And the BlackJacks can hold for the final shot. They are up 29-12 with 15 seconds to go. Rahena Mescal working on Agata. Agata just all over him. Push off. Rahena Mescal keeping it himself, but then drops off to Pandy. What an unbelievable first quarter for the BlackJacks. Lloyd Pandy helped leading the way, 31-12. You're watching the CEBL Summer Series live on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca, and you're listening on TSN 1200 in Ottawa.
What is 100 years? In 1920, Erhard Cook turned a passion for headwear into the New Era Cap Company in Buffalo, New York. But everyone was making this kind of hat. So we came up with the big idea to make the best caps for the biggest sport. But something wasn't quite right. We wanted to show the logos with pride. And just like that, the iconic 5950 was born, changing the baseball cap forever. For the first time, the caps the pros wore on the field were officially sold in stores. And then something unique happened. Spike Lee called, the Spike Lee, and asked to have a red Yankees cap to match his jacket. We asked Major League Baseball, and they said, we had a chance to be disruptive. Spike's red cap launched sports headwear into a wider culture. Hip-hop made it a staple. Creators made it their own. Colors, fabrics, patterns. It was more than just your favorite team. And a gold sticker on the visor became as iconic as the cap itself. And those 4 numbers, we think it's an original production number. We don't know for sure, but we love them. From courtside to Crenshaw, from the 50 to 5th, it shouted that this is who you were, what you repped, and where you lived. The world saw it and wanted it. Where were we? Staying true to our roots. Fans of all sports became fans of us. People liked what we were doing, so our brand grew, and we became more than just a cap. That's 100 years. We thank you. Enjoy what comes next.
a 19-point lead after the opening 10 minutes. The BlackJacks getting it done with their execution and their rebounding.
Yeah, and it's come down to 2 days of preparation, and they've done a great job scouting Hamilton and playing to their strengths. They know their personnel, their plan, and their execution. It was outstanding in that first quarter.
Got Locke Lamb out there along with TJ Lull. Two guys who don't have a huge amount of minutes for both those teams. Lull from Carleton, Locke Lamb out of Lakehead. 14 on the shot clock as the BlackJacks got it back. Lull. Up top, foul called, I believe, on Diessa. Yeah. He and Verhena Mescal got tied up running off a screen. We are just 23 seconds into the second quarter, 31-12 for the BlackJacks. Eric Keevy also out there for the BlackJacks. Verhena Mescal's no good. Transition.
Looked like Johnny was trying to draw the foul more than make the shot. I think he was trying to look for three shots there.
Agata drive, kick. No good from range. That was Locke Lamb. Push back the other way, Keith. Oh, and Agata stepped in to poke it away. Honey Badgers and BlackJacks both on the ground battling for it. Jump ball called. It's going to stay with Ottawa.
Yeah, it was one of the few times that Ottawa got themselves in trouble with one extra dribble there, the spin into a blind area. What they've done up till now is they've done a great job of moving the basketball in transition and then not letting Hamilton set up defensively.
Alex Johnson with the ball. The Honey Badgers scored just 12 points in that first quarter, looking for an offensive answer right now. Caleb Agata, one of the guys who can get that done. He gets it down low to Khalif Young. He works in the paint. Very well done, the Providence product.
Yeah, he used his size without fouling there. He just worked his way down a little bit harder.
Lull drives into the lane. A slow Euro step, misses, but the tip back is good from Eric Keevy.
This Ottawa team gang rebounds on both ends of the floor. They get to the offense board, get back in transition, and on defense, they all get to the board before they break.
Locke Lamb got lots of length on him, working on the perimeter. Finds Diessa. Running off the Young screen, set that strong to Khalif Young. Johnson jumper, not even close. He was red hot yesterday, but he clanked that one. Just over 2 minutes into the second quarter. The lead's at 19. The BlackJacks just having an outstanding first half. A reminder that Coventry is the official transportation partner of the CEBL Summer Series. They have been with our teams from day one here in St. Catharines, taking care of them to and from the games and every other place that they have needed to go. Coventry Transportation.
One of the things that Ottawa's doing right now is they're not fouling, so it's not affecting their rotation. The coach's plan for this entire half has stayed consistent, and part of it is there's been no emergency situation because they are not fouling.
Lloyd Pandy with the rock. That is Verhena Mescal. Hard dribble, step back, but the jumper rims out. Diessa pushing the other way for the Honey Badgers, taking it right at Olivier Hanlon, and Hanlon picks up the foul.
And there Manny DeRessa ran with the ball, but 5 guys were in front of him, so therefore the spacing was better, opening up the lane. When they come down with 2 guys instead of 3, not 5, they haven't had those openings because Ottawa's getting back and filling them.
You mentioned staying out of the foul category. Hanlon now goes to the bench with 2. He's the only BlackJack with more than 1 foul. And Hamilton is not helping themselves one bit, leaving multiple points at the charity stripe. Diessa misses the first. Gets the second. 33-15 here, 2:30 into the second quarter as the BlackJacks continue to look great.
Hamilton changed it up a little bit on that free throw. Going, looks like a 1-3-1. Something they haven't showed so far in the series.
Skip pass for Hannah Mescal, gets to the baseline. Tiptoeing along, could not get the layup. And that is a foul on Pierre Charles, down low on the offensive glass.
I like the idea of Hamilton switching it up a little bit, just making Ottawa slow it down and think a little bit. So maybe the zone was effective, but the nice thing about it, it keeps the big man, Young, in the paint to rebound in the situations like that.
Kyle Landry checking in for the BlackJacks for Pierre Charles. Pierre Charles just picked up his second. Diessa. Young's dove down, but Diessa keeps it himself, takes it, a little bit of contact, no whistle. Make up non-call there as Diessa, I think, hacked Landry on the rebound as well. The refs let him play on. 33-15, just over 3 minutes into the second quarter. Muniz 2-2. Pandy goes behind his back on Johnson. Great find into the corner. No good from range, but offensive rebound again going the way of the BlackJacks. Good defense, Young with the block, but guess who's there to clean it up? Muniz 2-2, the smallest man on the court.
So you've got two guards getting two offensive rebounds to keep that play alive, and Pandy with the great relocation pass to the corner.
Again, the Honey Badgers playing their second game in about a 30-hour window. Cody John, three ball from the corner, no good. Young offensive rebound, he gets fouled. And a reminder, as part of the CEBL's social justice work, you will hear players, coaches, and staff speak out against racism, because racism is not our game. And that slogan is featured at each baseline and on the back of warm-up shirts worn by the teams as a reminder of the work we all need to do for equality here in Canada. Just because we're on the floor playing games does not mean you forget about what needs to be done off the floor. Another steal, this time 2-2, transition. He invited the contact, hang, bang, and drop. Foul on Khalif Young, three-point play coming up.
Yeah, he did a great job of setting John Victor Makamba up on that, because Makamba was looking for the block rather than going back to play defense. He was looking for the pin on the smaller guy. And Tutu did a great job of getting in his body, drawing the contact, and then finishing.
So 2-2 at the line, looking to make it a three-point play. And we see Derek Cook Jr. checking in. Because the Honey Badgers, they need to find some offense. They're still sitting here at 15 points. The free throw's good. The lead at 23 for Ottawa.
And Ottawa's done a great job of not letting Hamilton get in any type of flow.
Deontay Weber also checked into the game. Cook looking down low. That is a tough pass to throw, but the Honey Badgers get their own loose ball. John now with 5 on the shot clock. He takes it at Pandy. Cody John, no good. Tip in Derek Cook Jr. providing what he needs and what the Honey Badgers need.
First time in the game that somebody from Hamilton's gone to the boards and haven't had a body on them.
Ooh, Deontay Weber got his hands in there. Could not come out with the ball. Great pass. Landry cannot get the roll. Guess what? Another offensive rebound, Lloyd Pandy. 2-2. Drive. Landry airs it out, and a foul is called. I believe on the rebound, Cody John.
So that's 2 fouls that Lloyd Pandy has gotten inside the paint because he was in better offensive rebounding position than the defender, and they've had to push off.
Pandy now checking out alongside Landry.
I'm just amazed. U Sports Rookie of the Year, folks. He's got 4 more years of eligibility.
Oh, nice inbounds play, and it's 2-2 to Shaq Keith. Ryan Schmidt has seen enough. 40-17. They need some answers on the Honey Badgers sidelines. And a reminder, you are watching on cbcsports.ca, CBC Gem, and you're listening on TSN 1200 in Ottawa.
Well, when I was younger in high school, I was a pretty good athlete. Went to the provincial championships in most sports like volleyball, track, basketball, and of course the goalie. But lately I've been going up the stairs like Fred Sanford. That's why I use Inflamex. Remember, 2 M's, 2 X's.
Inflamex is formulated to relieve joint pain, helps address pain and inflammation at the cellular level, and is GMO-free and allergen-free.
I'm doing better with a little help from my friends at Bell Lifestyle Products, so you can do the things that you do best.
Oh, yeah!
Spend 2 nights in Ottawa and get $100 spending money on us. Dinner and drinks? It's on us. Or outdoor fun? It's on us. So relax. It's on us. Spend 2 nights and get $100.
A mark of legacy, a mark of our game. Spalding is the official basketball partner of the CEBL. Get your replica CEBL game ball now at cebl.ca and take our game to your courts.
Most of our clients who come through our door and who are suffering from mental illness, they're feeling a sense of despair and a longing for help. Often, insurance companies are denying disability claims on the basis that there's insufficient medical evidence. We've represented hundreds of clients who suffer from anxiety or depression. We fight for our clients' right to receive the compensation they deserve. If you've been denied long-term disability, don't give up. We can help.
Your long-term disability firm, Kotak Law.
Well, the BlackJacks have come back down to earth a little bit, now shooting just 53% from the field, while also dominating the glass. Still a plus 15 as they take a 40-17 lead into the second half of the second quarter.
They have 9 offensive rebounds, which is equal to Hamilton's total amount of rebounds.
Deontay Weber, he is magic with the rock, and a foul is called. Foul called on Shaquille Keith. So what is the plan if you're the Honey Badgers right now, just trying to get into this halftime, surviving really?
Well, you've got to start executing. You still got to get yourself into transition. So the best thing they can do is play solid defense first, and then when they execute, they've got to play to their advantage. Because Ottawa's done a great job of playing personnel.
Drive, kick. Bab Harrison, no good. He had it going early on, but has missed his last 2 from range. And once again, the BlackJacks are just beating everybody down the floor. This may have to do with the time off and the Honey Badgers having played just 24 hours ago, Joe.
Yeah. There's a great thing about rebounding and running out of rebounds. They've got Hamilton so concerned about transition now that Hamilton's sending less people to the offensive boards. Ottawa's doing a better job of rebounding now, but that's no excuse. But the fresh guys are running down the court.
Keeby hits the first. The confidence that Ottawa is playing with right now, very, very impressive.
Confidence, execution, work ethic, stay into the game plan. They've been a focused group.
And the bench is fully connected to the 5 on the floor, which we have seen that has consistently been a difference between a winning team and a losing team here in the summer series. Weber, spin, drive, dish, turnover by Klassen. 2-2 back the other way. Looking at Cody John, runs him off the Keith screen. Nice pass, to Keeby. Klassen called for the foul. Looked pretty clean, but it might have been the rip away that they're getting the whistle on.
Yeah, and I think Owen held his ground there, did a good job of holding his ground. Maybe if his hands are straight up, he's got a better chance at that. But Keeby, got to give him credit. The guy who hasn't played much, was very physical on both ends there, and got down the floor here to get to the free throw line.
Absolutely, Keeby now at the line. Every BlackJacks player has been incredibly effective in their role here.
When you execute like Ottawa has on both ends of the floor, you start stealing the other team's confidence. And that's their goal. And I think early in this game, Hamilton's got to find some confidence to get back into it.
Yeah, Hamilton just does not look like they know how to get out of the mud right now, and they are stuck. Ottawa keeping them there. Okama up top, Weber into the corner. Cody John, no good. Klassen rebound and putback. That is what you need to see. Offensive rebound basket. Klassen has an opportunity for the three-point play.
Owen was incredibly physical that entire series. Went down, sealed up, had Tom Scrubb on his hip that whole series. Reversal to the wing, and outfought him for the offensive rebound. And that's a big foul because I think Tom Scrubb has done the best job of anyone in this series on Briante Weber not giving up middle.
Scrubb checks out. Pandy had about a 2-minute rest. He's back in. Caleb Agata also back in for the Honey Badgers.
Caleb's been Hamilton's best answer to score in a scramble situation.
Clausen hit the free throw. It's still 44-20 for Ottawa. 3:50 to go here in the second quarter. 2-2. Up top, Lull at the top of the three-point arc. Drive, kick out. Shaquille Keith takes it right at Clausen, goes off the BlackJacks out of bounds. Honey Badgers get it back on the 24-second shot clock violation.
So if Hamilton wants to get in, that's where it starts.
Yes.
It starts on that end, and those possessions, just straight up clean possessions.
Briante Weber, a little dribble, drill to get over mid-court, going between his legs. Now working on Lull. Goes the other way, kick out corner. Makama, this would be huge. No good, another defensive rebound. Pushing the other way are the BlackJacks. They pull it back out with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter, fully in control. For Henna Mescal, no good, can't get his own rebound. Crossover by Agata. Pushing, Agata, drive, Clausen on the top. Bab Harrison, swing back to Agata. He drives, jumper, gets the roll. Agata with two, much needed for Hamilton.
Caleb's the guy that can score in a broken offense because he can isolate somebody and he can score in a bunch of different ways.
Honey Badgers with just 22 points in this game thus far. Getting after it's Weber. He hit the ground but can't come up with the rock. No good from three was Munis Tutu. Back the other way. Into the corner. Makama missed from there previously. Drives, loses it. Woo! Got bailed out.
Looking for two shots there because they're saying he was going up for the layup when he lost the ball.
We welcome those watching today's game on Twitch. Thousands of fans from around the world use this exciting platform on Saturday to be a part of the CEBL action. We hope you enjoy watching on Twitch. Following today's CEBL doubleheader, you'll want to stick around for a special edition of CEBL Life, CEB Life, presented by Ward 1 Studios, a behind-the-scenes feature on Honey Badgers guard Dwayne Notice. That's following the buzzer of today's final game. You'll want to stay tuned for that.
So Ottawa's got 2 timeouts left, but Coach Genty's in no rush to use them because he loves the flow of his team right now.
Oh, free throw miss, but offensive rebound goes the Honey Badgers' way. That could be a little bit of a momentum shift that could help out Hamilton, and they give it right back because Clausen on the handoff swung out his hip, and he's called for the moving screen.
And Owen's been real good with the ball. There he turned around and he created contact before he handed off the ball.
That's
He's an important player with 3.
Yes. But he's checking out. Khalif Young checking back in for Hamilton. So it's 44-23. The positive for Hamilton, they've at least cut the lead in half, but BlackJacks have the rock, have a chance to get it right back. Down low, the guards doing some big-time work down low, and speaking of work down low, Landry offensive rebound. Turnover, though, Honey Badgers get it ahead to Makama. Look at the hustle back. Landry called for the foul on the transition block.
That's a big hustle play by the veteran.
Landry surprised by that call. He got back with some great defensive transition. Looked like it was clean on Makama, but JV will be at the line. Shoot 2, and Landry goes to the bench.
And any foul on the Ottawa centers is really important because the tandem of Pierre-Emmanuel Charles and Landry, that tandem is so important. They'd like to have one of them on the floor right now because now they're forced to be small.
Makama gets the first. Hamilton has consistently been splitting a pair, but they get their second free throw miss offensive rebound. This time it's Agata. Down low, Bab Harrison, no good. BlackJacks come out with it. Every time Hamilton sees a little shred of light, the BlackJacks just snuff it out. And a great look. You seen Joseph to Lloyd Pandy, a little Carlton connection.
And what you seen did there, he had Briante Weber on him. And you seen he didn't walk the ball up the court. He went quickly, made it more difficult for Briante to get involved.
Agata, nice move into the lane, basket and one. That's a big time move from Caleb Agata.
So Caleb Agata and Lloyd Pandy joined their team late and both have great influences on this game. Maybe coaching's overrated.
Says the former coach. And the three-point play is good from Agata. The lead is down to 19. It's the first time Hamilton has been within 20, I think, since the opening minutes. The BlackJacks have enjoyed an outstanding first half.
We have 4 players on the court right now for Ottawa that were playing U Sports basketball this season.
Hope the kids at home are listening. So it's Pandy with a bounce pass to Eric Keeby. He is no good. Honey Badgers back the other way. Agata, pull-up jumper, front rims it. Once again, an offensive rebound for the Honey Badgers. Bab Harrison from downtown. Cutting the lead to 16, under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Hamilton taking advantage of Ottawa's smaller lineup right now on missed free throws and offensive rebounds.
Lull, work on Weber, finds Pandy. Honey Badgers collapse on him. Kick out, Muniz 2-2, no good. Honey Badgers with a chance to have a positive end of this quarter. They have 5 seconds on the clock, down 16. This would be big for Hamilton. Agata jumper. That is an interesting shot selection. 46-30 for the Ottawa BlackJacks. They probably could not have had a better first half, Joe.
Well, absolutely. You know, maybe the last 2 minutes, the foul situation got them in trouble with their matchups on the floor, but that was a well-executed first half. Great game plan. And guys played hard right through the end.
The 1-2 Ottawa BlackJacks are up 16 over the 2-2 Hamilton Honey Badgers here as we hit halftime. And walking down to the baseline is Thomas Scrubb, and he joins Amy Audibert. Amy?
Tommy, defensive clinic, right? You're up big, but it was the defensive end of the court. What did you see out there?
They're a very talented team, and we need to play intense on defense to be able to stop them. So I think we put the pressure on early. They kind of got out of the rhythm, and that's why we got the big lead.
You guys are tied now for the biggest halftime lead of the entire summer series, but you're a veteran and you know there's a lot of hoops to play. So how do you help keep your team mentally locked in here?
We just need to start the second half the same way we started the game. We got to play like it's 0-0. We can't think we have a big lead, so we can relax. We just need to keep the pressure on, and I think if we do that, we'll be able to get up and score. So I think, just keep the pressure on, and we'll be fine in the second half.
Okay, we appreciate your time. Thank you. And we'll be right back for more 2020 CEBL Summer Series action.
Okay, I've been working like 3 jobs. Probably why I never see ya. Probably why I never have time for the fake friends that won't be ya. Oh God, I've been running now. Up early when the sun is out. Not setting out my own soul, but those real ones, they coming out. Oh, look who's reaching out. Old friends wanna feature now. They don't work, so they need it free. Ooh, you reaching out from the west side of that old town, but there's no show till I go down to the open mic to show love to the real ones that know now. Some of y'all don't know now. In a couple months, you gon' find out. Been blowing up from the underground, and they stepping on a landmine now. And they know it's my time now. Coming up, I'm on a climb now. Everybody claim they been ballin', but it's looking like they took a time out. Okay, I'm working on a Wednesday, then up again the next day. So-and-so is popping, man, I skip him like he leg day. Kick it like I'm Pele, I never care what they say. Put myself on Spotify, so every day my payday. That realness, don't feel this, but I've been sick. That illness, I've been fresh like Will Smith. Since 94, man, I built this. Stressed out, extra style. Missed calls from my ex now, but I'm staying focused in the lab, baby. I don't need your calls or your text now. God say the boy blessed now. Who am I to say Rondo? And the way that I Celtics, they been calling me Rondo. 23 in my prime though, finna ball like Lonzo. Go and tell everybody talking stage better be in that convo.
Welcome back, and we have a wonderful halftime coming your way here at the CEBL Summer Series with a 16-point lead for the Ottawa BlackJacks. We'll have a recap of yesterday in the CEBL. Amy and the Commissioner Mike Moriali. Visiting head coach interview, that would be Osvaldo Genti, who's probably looking at some great stats at the halftime. We will also look at halftime stats presented by BetChris, and the keys to the game will be revisited by Joe Rasso. We'll be back. Halftime coming at you, and second half action will follow soon after that. You're watching the CEBL Summer Series live on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca. You're also listening on TSN 1200 in Ottawa.
Well, when I was younger in high school, I was a pretty good athlete. Went to the provincial championships in most sports like volleyball, track, basketball, and of course the goalie. But lately I've been going up the stairs like Fred Sanford. That's why I use Inflamex. Remember, 2 M's, 2 X's.
Inflamex is formulated to relieve joint pain, helps address pain and inflammation at the cellular level, and is GMO-free and allergen-free.
I'm doing better with a little help from my friends at Bell Lifestyle Products, so you can do the things that you do best.
Oh, yeah!
Spend 2 nights in Ottawa and get $100 spending money on us. Dinner and drinks? It's on us. Or culture and sightseeing? It's on us. So relax. It's on us. Spend 2 nights and get $100.
Welcome to Payworks. We're payroll, HR, and time and absence management experts. So whether your business has thousands of employees or just one, let us show you how we're different. We're Payworks, and we're doing business to business, person to person. It's time to rep your CEBL pride, Canada. Exclusive New Era merchandise is now available on CEBL.ca. Buy your favorite hats, replica jerseys, t-shirts, hoodies, and more. Welcome to our game. BlackJacks fans, right now you can get 12% off 2021 season tickets by placing your $50 deposit before August 9th, 2020. Visit theblackjacks.ca and take advantage of this exclusive Summer Series offer. Welcome to a new basketball experience. Honey Badgers fans, right now you can get 12% off 2021 season tickets by placing your $50 deposit before August 9th, 2020. Visit honeybadgers.ca and take advantage of this exclusive Summer Series offer. Welcome to a new basketball experience.
How you doing? How are things?
It's the ugly part of the game, like I told our guys. It's the part that none of us like, but at the same time, it creates.
Alex Johnson got stopped up into the paint and covers for Here's Klassen on the inside to Forte. Deontay Weber. Look at the handle on Deontay Weber. Are you? Cody John on the drive. Cody John high glass and in.
Timeouts. Timeouts.
Weber! And he ends the game for Hamilton. Scorer, rebounder. Long pass for Kemba by Xavier Moon. Good vision by Moon. Stopped by Travis Daniels. Here's Moon again. No. Brody Clark was playing for Alberta. And here's Xavier Moon on the steal. And he's got it in the corner now. And there's Kimiose.
Best imports that work together in Travis Daniel.
And Eagles again. Getting the job done on defense. And there's Baker. No way. Jordan Baker does it. And Eagles again. Getting the job done on defense. And there's Baker. No way.
What is 100 years? In 1920, Erhard Cook turned a passion for headwear into the new era cap company in Buffalo, New York. But everyone was making this kind of hat. So we came up with the big idea to make the best caps for the biggest sport. But something wasn't quite right. We wanted to show the logos with pride. And just like that, the iconic 5950 was born, changing the baseball cap forever. For the first time, the caps the pros wore on the field were officially sold in stores. And then something unique happened. Spike Lee called, the Spike Lee, and asked to have a red Yankees cap to match his jacket. We asked Major League Baseball, and they said, we had a chance to be disruptive. Spike's red cap launched sports headwear into a wider culture. Hip-hop made it a staple. Creators made it their own. Colors, fabrics, patterns. It was more than just your favorite team. And a gold sticker on the visor became as iconic as the cap itself. And those 4 numbers, we think it's an original production number. We don't know for sure, but we love them. From courtside to Crenshaw, from the 50 to 5th, it shouted that this is who you were, what you repped, and where you lived. The world saw it and wanted it. Where were we? Staying true to our roots. Fans of all sports became fans of us. People liked what we were doing, so our brand grew, and we became more than just a cap. That's 100 years. We thank you. Enjoy what comes next.
COVID pandemic, but the CEBL has been able to do something really special. Have you had a chance to reflect on that yet?
Well, it's funny because, you know, I don't think we set out to be the first, nor did we set out to be the trailblazer, and I'm happy we did both because we worked hard at it. And everything that we're doing and showcasing and learning is what I can share now with other pro leagues or either other amateur sports, which, you know, quite frankly, probably need it more than the rest of us. So we still have a ways to go. Let's not kid ourselves. We got to stay safe, remain safe. But everything, all the protocols we put in place, all the kind of advances in whether it's automatic TV or the electronic whistles or the safety protocols, we're leading the way. And, you know, I'm happy with it. I'm proud of it. And everybody's following the protocols, and that's probably most important. You know, the way that the league has come across, the competition level especially, has just been through the roof. And I think, you know, people have noticed it from different parts of the country that maybe didn't have a team last year or maybe didn't follow their team last year, and they come to watch and say, okay, this is some darn good basketball. And that organic growth is really incredibly important because, you know, we can put all the bells and whistles, but until people buy into it and then they start sharing it, that's really when, you know, we hit the lottery, and we're on the way there. We've got a lot of Canadian coaches, and they seem to be really young, brilliant minds. Is that kind of the trend the CEBL wanted to get, or what are your thoughts on the coaches? We're an all-encompassing league that is there to either showcase and or develop people, and that means coaches, statisticians, broadcasters, players, everybody. So if we didn't exist, none of these 250 people that are involved in this would be able to do what they're doing right now. So we're really excited about that opportunity that we've created, not only on the court, but off the court.
Welcome back inside the Meridian Center. Joe, what an outstanding first half of basketball for the Ottawa BlackJacks.
Yeah, if you were ranking their game plan, it was a clinic out there. The execution was outstanding, A+ for them. They did a great job on the board. The one thing they did incredibly on the boards was they don't break before they board. They finish off their rebounding, and they've limited Hamilton to one chance. But we saw at the end of that second quarter, Hamilton started getting to the boards, getting a little life.
Yeah, it was, considering how that first half went, the Honey Badgers could have found themselves down much more than 16. They trailed by more than 20 through the majority of that first half. So the fact that they are within 16 must be a positive when you're talking about the Honey Badgers side of things.
Well, Caleb Agata, every time Hamilton needed a big basket in an ISO situation, he was the guy. And then eventually their transition, their offensive rebounds at the end against a smaller Ottawa team really was important.
And the other thing that you mentioned, and you know, you don't really see it till you look at the box score, Briante Weber, scoreless in that first half. A lot of that having to do with Tommy Scrub.
Absolutely. I just thought the whole matchup to start the game of putting Tom Scrub on Briante, and Tom used space and length to guard him. So, but I would say the entire personnel matchup for Ottawa, guys stayed to the game plan. They let certain guys shoot. They played off of other guys. They do a great job of playing team defense, but they do a job of playing team defense off of personnel.
Head coach is Valdo Gentis with Amy Audibert. Amy?
Yeah, thanks, Jason. Coach, you're up as much as 27 in that first half. Where were the biggest points of execution you saw out there?
I think defensively we were pretty good. We kept them to one shots. They kept on going to their weakness, and then we were able to get out and go. So we had to keep doing that in the second half.
They do a great job of getting a lot of guys out there with that margin and score. But I have to ask you, there's parity in this tournament, and we know plus minus is going to be big coming to the end in terms of seeding. And so is it difficult to coach with that in the back of your mind?
No, not really. It's just taking it one possession at a time. One possession should matter for us every single time. So for us, it's just really about concentrating on taking it one possession at a time.
Coach, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Jason.
Thank you, Amy. The BlackJacks with a win here today will improve to 500. 2-2 would be absolutely huge for them. And Joe, when you look at the keys of the game that you laid out for the BlackJacks off the start of the game, very important that they really hit every one of them.
And they did. Limit Hamilton to one shot, except for those last 3 minutes. They did a great job there. Their bench play. The youth came out and did an absolute good. Lloyd Pandy, 8 points, exceptional. And play through Tom Scrub. Not as much offensively, but they've been playing through Tom on the defensive end.
And then when the Honey Badgers playing with confidence, definitely not something we saw from them in that first half.
I think Ottawa's defense stole a little bit of Hamilton's confidence, and that was important. And run with 5 in transition. There was a point there that they were running transition with 2 and 3 guys against 5 and taking early bad shots. Their best, like they were at the end, running with 5. And then the battle of the boards. That one hurt.
Yeah, minus 12 on the glass were the Honey Badgers. BlackJacks sharing the rock with 12 dimes in that first half. And then in steals, I mean, everything else about even, but the shooting percentage, we said coming into this one, the BlackJacks were not shooting the ball well. You called it. You said that they were going to come out shooting well. They did just that, 45%.
So they get a great half, and Johnny Burain Mescal's is 0. He hasn't scored yet.
Yeah.
And so this is telling you what the parity of this squad can do and the balance of it.
And once again, we were talking off broadcast about it, the U Sports connection, and they are absolutely making a huge impact here against the seasoned pros that the Honey Badgers have up and down their roster.
So the one thing Ottawa does have is familiarity.
Yes.
Players have played a lot with each other on the same team, during the summers, so they know their roles really well.
Olivier Hanlon had a little bit of foul trouble in that first half, sat out for the majority of the second quarter. He's back on the floor. He finds a cutting Johnny Berhena Mescal, and he is good for 2, 48-30. And you are watching live on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and you're listening on TSN 1200 in the nation's capital. Bab Harrison from range, no good. Good box out down low, Kyle Landry.
Yeah, good communication on the backswing. That's a set play that Hamilton has been very, very successful on. Ottawa does a great job of talking on that screen.
Hanlon, front rim, no good. Makama with the rebound. We're going back the other way. Cody John, who was a non-factor in that first half, finds Makama. Makama Little Euro step, no good, but he gets his own offensive rebound. That was impressive, but he turns it over. Hanlon back the other way. No good for 2, tapped out. The Honey Badgers active on the glass here in the early going. Cody John, transition 2 is good. We can tell the glass was talked about in that halftime, Joe.
Absolutely, and he attacked that strong. He's been doing a real good job of attacking the rim in full court.
Hanlon finds Johnny B running off the screen. He goes around Landry, and he gets it back from Landry for another 2.
One of the problems Hamilton's having on that ball screen, actually, you got to defend it with 5 guys. You just can't rotate 3 in it, and they're concerned about some of their shooters for Ottawa on the perimeter. You got to commit a ball screen with 5.
Weber leads Klassen. No call, no basket, and a rebound from Thomas Scrubb. He's pushing the other way. Bounce pass. Ooh, looked like it could have been kicked by Bab Harrison. No call. The Honey Badgers get the rock back. Makama to John. And he steps out of, no. Foul called, I believe, on Scrubb, yes.
There was definitely a kick ball there in the transition, and I guess the official felt that it wasn't intentional, but definitely an advantage on that play.
Wow, Lloyd Pandy called on early and often. Didn't even get a 2-minute break. Scrubb coming out of the game. That's now 3 on Thomas Scrubb. Definitely something to watch, Joe. Bab Harrison gets past Berhana Mescal, drives, cannot get the roll. The Honey Badgers have not gotten the bounces or the rolls with them this afternoon. Oh, Berhana Mescal behind the back. Olivier Hanlon, no good. Bab Harrison saves it. If the Honey Badgers push, they could have numbers. Makama holds it up, finds Weber. Pandy watching him. Weber still scoreless in this game. Klassen fakes the handoff, gets it to Weber. 8 on the shot clock. Hamilton has not got, they just get inside the 3-point line now. Well, Briante Weber kissed it off glass, hoping to get the top off the rim there.
And Owen Klassen did a real nice job of sealing his man inside so he could give Briante a little bit more space on that.
Spin move by Keith. He gets tripped up by Weber. Foul called. Easy one there. Baseline inbounds coming from the BlackJacks. 16 on the shot clock. We are 2:40 into the third quarter. Still a 16-point lead for the BlackJacks. The beginning of the third quarter is always very important when you're talking about a big lead or a big deficit. Berhana Mescal. Wow, you were saying first half didn't have it going. He now has 7 here in the third.
And how did he start? He started with a little roll layup, and then confidence starts building up as a shooter.
He lulled the Honey Badgers to sleep with that quiet first half to Johnny Buckets. Baseline jumper, no good from Agata. And it's Olivier Hanlon, fist high. Running off the Pierre Charles screen, gets it to Pandy. Pandy drives into the lane. He short arms the layup, back the other way. Weber finds Agata. Into the corner. 3 is good. That's a big-time shot from Jalen Bab Harrison.
And a good example of 5-on-4 is still an advantage situation, and they did a real good job of using that, find the open man in the corner.
Hanlon. Oh, Johnny B. He's got it going. 10 points here in the third quarter.
This was a team with lots of shooters, just hadn't shot it well the first 3 games for Ottawa.
Bab Harrison. Oh, it was halfway down before it rimmed out. Foul down low, and they called it on Klassen. That is sucking the life out of the Honey Badgers. Bell Lifestyle Products is proud to provide natural health products for the elite athletes of the CEBL. Retired athletes and weekend warriors alike. Never stop doing your thing. Men's health empowered by nature. Bell Lifestyle Products.
Owen Klassen did such an important job in yesterday's game, and Ottawa knows it. So they've put 2 or 3 bodies on every possession on him on the boards.
Don't look now. The BlackJacks back up 19, just over 4 minutes into the third quarter. Brandon Mescal loses it out of bounds, and we are going back the other way. Kotak Law is the official law firm of the CEBL Summer Series, and they know these times have been hard for many Canadians. That's why they are donating $7,000 to the Canadian Mental Health Association. They invite CEBL fans to join them. Visit cmha.ca today. Join Nanish Kotek in supporting the mental health of Canadians from coast to coast. Hanlon down low to Shaq Keith. Keith, nice little between dribble to free himself up, but he turned it over on the pass to Brandon Mescal, and then a foul by Brandon Mescal.
Yeah, I think Shaq's the one guy right now that's just not in the flow of what's going. He's holding on to the ball. And early in that first half, Ottawa's success was the ball stayed moving constantly.
So now that's 3 on Scrub. And I believe that's 3 on Keith. But Keith stays in the game. Brandon Mescal checking out. Brandon Mescal, again, red hot here to start the third, but the lead's at 19 at the midway point. As Kyle Landry walks past us here. Gonna maybe go get looked at by the trainer. So definitely some underlying storylines here with this big lead that the BlackJacks have built, in a defensive rebound by Ottawa, pushing back the other way. That was a miss from the Honey Badgers. They cannot get their offense in gear. Olivier Hanlon working on Bab Harrison. Hanlon gets it into the corner. Drop off. Pierre Charles. He got hacked hard by Khalif Young.
Great drop off by Tutu, going baseline, and Pierre Charles knew exactly where he had to be. So when you have a situation where you have penetration, people have to go into areas to get open. And Pierre Charles did a great job there.
Delay a game warning on Khalif Young. We have immediate timeout. You're watching the CEBL Summer Series live on CBC Gem and CBCSports.ca, and you're listening on TSN 1200 in Ottawa.
The CEBL is more than just basketball. It's about community, art, music, stories, food, and so much more. It's a professional basketball experience like no other, a lifestyle like no other, and it's time to bring it all together. Welcome to the CEBL Life, a forum where artists, musicians, videographers, community workers, writers, chefs, and innovative minds unite for one purpose: to showcase their talents and connect with a sport we all love, basketball. Head over to CEBL.ca to learn more. Follow the Ottawa BlackJacks on social media right now to get the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes access that the CEBL's newest club has to offer. Follow the Fraser Valley Bandits on social media right now to get the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes access that the Bandits have to offer.
The BlackJacks maintaining a 19-point lead, and they have a chance to push it back up above 20 with a couple of free throws here coming for Pierre Charles. Really everything going their way. They do have a couple guys with 3 fouls now, Thomas Scrub and Shaq Keith. And as mentioned, Kyle Landry just took a walk to the locker room, so something to watch out for, but really could not go any better for Ottawa.
Yeah, their bench play has been outstanding. Their youth has really stepped up. And their communication on the court has been very good. They point, they talk, they constantly reassure each other. They're on the same page constantly in this game.
Pierre Charles hits them both. The lead is at 21 as we have 4:20 left in the third quarter. Great trap there. They're calling it on Lloyd Pandy.
That was big there, and on who they called that on, because Olivier would have been a tough. But that was a great after timeout defensive play by Coach Genty, looking for the trap there on the blitz.
Bab Harrison Kick back out. Johnson swings it into the corner. Drive and fouled was Agata. Pierre Charles picks up the foul. And now the fouls are starting to pile up for the BlackJacks.
So we said early that Ottawa's got to, one of the strengths of Ottawa early in that first half was they were playing great defense without fouling. Pierre Charles picking up that third one becomes important because Kyle Landry's not on the bench right now. And so now if Ottawa has to play small, that's where Hamilton made their best run at the end of the second quarter.
And it helps out Hamilton because their key big, Owen Klassen, has 4 fouls, so you're bailing him out a little bit. And Eric Keeby checking in for Pierre Charles. So the lead is at 19 with 4:08 left. The Honey Badgers really are just running out of time when it comes down to it. They have not been able to get their offense in gear. Still stuck at 39 points, Joe.
And that's a credit to Ottawa scrambling back and making it a half-court game.
Handy, nice pass to Keeby, and the parade to the charity stripe continues for the BlackJacks.
So when Hamilton goes to any type of zone attack or zone offense that they're trying to run, Ottawa does a great job of getting the ball to the free throw line and then hitting the guy in the short corner.
Keeby misses the first. That's the soothing voice of Osvaldo Genti talking to his point guard.
Yeah, we said about communication. I think Tutu got the point on that last one.
The mark of a good coach doesn't matter if you've led 20 the entire game. You have to continue to emphasize these things that you're teaching in practice and executing in the game. Again, the summer series will be over in a week. Don't have an awful lot of time to instill what you need to get through to your players. Good active hands. Hanlon knocks it out of bounds with 10 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and great hustle by Ottawa on the closeouts on the rotation. Right now, their defense is dictating what Hamilton can do, and they're forcing Hamilton to play to their weakness rather than letting them play to their strength.
Olivier Hanlon checks out. Thomas Scrub checking back in. Coming in for Shaq Keith. So it's still a 19-point lead here. Agata, jumper, no good. And another rebound from the BlackJacks, one and done from the Honey Badgers. Kyle Landry walks past us again to join his team back on the bench there. Foul on Khalif Young. And the bigs are just racking up some fouls right now for the Honey Badgers.
Yes. That one hurt because that was a big man, and I thought maybe an early whistle on that.
The 2021 CEBL season ticket drives well underway will continue throughout the CEBL Summer Series. You can visit theblackjacks.ca or honeybadgers.ca to place your $50 deposit. You will also receive a 12% discount and secure your 2021 season tickets. Free throw miss, offensive rebound for the BlackJacks. They continue to put the pedal to the metal. Drop off down low, but the pass was just a little too hot. Turnover, the lead's at 20, 3:07 to go. The Honey Badgers get the ball in their possession.
I like Hamilton's opportunity here with Khalif Young. This is where they got their size. He's not as big as Owen Klassen, but he's thick. If he can get them inside, they can start establishing a little bit more because Ottawa's playing with so many fouls.
Alex Johnson, Manny Diesa. Agata down low to Young. Young working in the post. He's got some height on Keeby. He works him, but cannot get the baseline hook to go.
Good physical defense by Keeby there not to give up any real estate.
Agata ran into Scrub, and well, don't look now. The BlackJacks are in the bonus. Scrub going to the line. This can really put things in a bad spot for the Honey Badgers.
Well, every time Hamilton's trying to make a run like they did at the end of the second quarter and then come out in the third quarter, Ottawa's just closed up their defense, not giving them anything they want in transition, and made them execute in a half court.
Not the guy you want to be putting on the line either. 22-point lead for the BlackJacks. A very, very impressive showing from Ottawa. Alex Johnson, he was hot yesterday, can't get that one to go.
Yeah, and that Ottawa was lucky there, because that's a mistake to leave him open because he is instant offense.
Scrub called for the foul. Sorry, the travel. Had foul on the mind, Joe.
Yeah, and he was trying to use the ball fake.
Johnson finds Agata off the screen. Agata, dropped the defender. Finds Johnson. They need to get something going from range, but Alex Johnson's missed 2 in a row.
Well, I got to tell you, Ottawa does a great job not just helping, but bluffing. They use the bluff better than anyone in this series.
Seeing Joseph got away with the little crossover left-hand push on the defender, free himself up. Mid-range jumper is good, pushing the lead up to 24. And a turnover. Young could not corral it. He's pushing back on Kibi, and that is a foul. He grabbed the arm. Honey Badgers are seeing this game quickly slip out of their reach.
And Ottawa's intensity hasn't dropped at all. Right? They've maintained it all the way through. Every possession. Hamilton hasn't scored an easy bucket yet today.
In comes Locke Lamb and Derek Cook Jr. because that's 4 on Young. So now both Klassen and Young both have 4 fouls.
And few of those fouls have been frustration. Just either too many guys on you, you're upset that you didn't get a situation there.
.148 to go, 64-39. Make it 65-39 for the BlackJacks as Lal checks in for Pandy. BlackJacks now with an opportunity to try a couple of different lineups to get a look at them. Alex Johnson. You see Briante Weber has had himself a long rest over there. The second game of a bat to get back, maybe not quite feeling it physically. Nice move on the baseline. You can count it from Agata.
Great, powerful, strong take.
Agata jumped in and called him for the contact. A reminder to stick around following today's CEBL doubleheader for a special edition of CEB Life. I think I got it right that time. Presented by Ward 1 Studios, a behind-the-scenes feature on Hamilton Honey Badgers guard Dwayne Notice. Been up against it a number of times in his career. Has been able to come through it. Now Notice sitting just to my left. Currently out after having surgery on his Achilles tendon. Just another chapter in his story. And I know it's hurting him to sit back, watch his team trail by 24 right now. Free throw miss. The first of 2 from Johnny Brahana Mescal. Split pair. Been the theme of the day today. Manny Diesa, who has not had it going today in this game, as the Honey Badgers are stuck 25 with a minute 12 left in the third quarter. Alex Johnson, he figured he wasn't going to miss 3 in a row, Joe.
No, they've been daring him to shoot it, and he don't have to dare him more than once.
Olivier Hanlon back on the floor, directing traffic. Brahana Mescal runs off the Kiwi screen. Tried to get it down low, but Derek Cook Jr. got his foot on it. So it'll be shot clock reset to 14 with 47.4 left in the third.
I thought we'd see a little bit more of Derek Cook Jr. today. At the end of the first half, I thought he did a nice job of getting to the boards with his length.
Hanlon, watched by Lamb. He tried to sucker him into a foul, but the referees were not buying it. Johnson to Agata, back out to Johnson. Ooh, I'm surprised he didn't shoot it. 33 seconds to go here in the third quarter. You got a 17-second difference, game clock, shot clock. Diesa, could have been a travel, no whistle. 5 on the shot clock. Diesa gets into the lane, nice layup, and it will be the BlackJacks the final possession of the quarter.
And one of the few times Hamilton's been able to get to the lane and create something.
The lead is still at 20. The BlackJacks continue to control this game, their fourth of the CEBL Summer Series. Hanley launches, no good. 66-46 through 3 quarters. Fourth quarter and Elam ending time coming your way. You are watching live on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and you're listening on TSN 1200 in Ottawa.
Elam ending is upon us, and they take the timeout to set the target score.
Gets up into the air, gets it to go! Not there, Boucard in the corner for 3. Guillaume Boucard at the buzzer, drains it, and the Niagara River Lions get out of here with a 93-92 victory.
Well, when I was younger in high school, I was a pretty good athlete. Went to the provincial championships in most sports like volleyball, track, basketball, and of course the goalie. But lately I've been going up the stairs like Fred Sanford. That's why I use Inflamex. Remember, 2 M's, 2 X's.
Inflamex is formulated to relieve joint pain, helps address pain and inflammation at the cellular level, and is GMO-free and allergen-free.
I'm doing better with a little help from my friends at Bell Lifestyle Products, so you can do the things that you do best.
Oh, yeah!
Welcome back. The Honey Badgers stuck 20, are going for it, Joe. They brought Briante Weber back into the game, still just 2 points at the point guard position. And Owen Klassen with 4 fouls back out on the floor. And it's Klassen right away taking it hard, and he'll get to the line as Pierre Charles now will pick up his 4th foul 10 seconds in.
Yeah, it's so important for both these teams. Have talked about that last time out about probably winning the 4th quarter. It's so important that if you're Hamilton, that you score early, just little chunks at a time, and get yourself in the Elam time where you can still make a strike at it. And on the other hand, Ottawa's saying we can't lose our intensity. We have to play the 6 minutes here till we get to Elam time. We have to be solid.
Honey Badgers now shooting 55% from the free throw line as Klassen gets 1 of 2. So they are not helping themselves one bit. They did get Pierre Charles out of the game. Again, Scrub is playing with 4 fouls as well right now. No good from range is Scrub. Sorry, Scrub with 3 fouls. Klassen looked at a cutting Weber, but skipped it over top of him to the corner 3. No good is Diessa from the corner downtown district.
And that's good offense by Hamilton because they've played through Owen Klassen there, not just to score, but to play their offense. That's a good open 3 for Hamilton.
Shaq Keith almost had it poked away. He's out of control. Gets it back on the ground, though. The Honey Badgers getting all over the loose ball. They're on the same team, battling like they're not. Guess it's better than not going after it. Agata back the other way. He finds Weber, and we got a charge. Good step in by Kiebe.
Yeah, that's when you get caught admiring your own pass on that one there, and you continue it. That's a good setup by Kiebe. And a tough one because I thought Hamilton had a real good defensive possession there. Looked like they had advantage.
Two. Bringing it up just over a minute into the 4th quarter. Still a 19-point lead Diesa called for the foul. This just does not look like the Honey Badgers' day, and it just looks like the BlackJacks. This is what happens when they get a couple of days to prepare for you. They completely lock you down. They have held Hamilton to less than 50 points here a minute into the fourth. Keeby, handoff to Keith. Thomas Scrub, top of the three-point arc. 2-2, back to Keeby. He finds Keith. They're looking for Scrub in the post, but it's taken away by Clausen. Agata pushing the other way. Agata gets fouled on his drive to the hoop. 2-2 called for the hack.
Yeah, good defense there by Hamilton. Putting pressure on the basketball, forcing Keith in a tough post entry there.
Minute and a half in to the third quarter. Amy, what do you have for us?
Well, just something to keep an eye on, Jason. You mentioned the 47 points in this fourth quarter scored by the Honey Badgers. Well, the fewest points in a summer series as of right now is 65 by the Niagara River Lions. And so Ottawa, as great as they've looked, you know, in terms of flow and playing together, they have got to be really proud of their defensive chemistry. Guys?
Great point, Amy. And, you know, we knew that the calling card for this BlackJacks squad was going to be their defense. But, man, under 50 points in a FIBA game here in an up-and-down CEBL league is so impressive. And another two, that time it is Eunice Tutu cashing it in off glass.
Ottawa's taking advantage of the schedule they have. They took these 2 days to get ready. Hamilton played last night, so credit to the Ottawa staff.
I think the big thing too, Joe, is Agata called for the travel, is they knew that if they came out and jumped out to an early lead and they had that 12-0 run, that was going to hit Hamilton right in the mouth, and they really have not recovered.
And all these runs, I love them because I talk about it's defensive runs. They just don't give any easy baskets. You go back and you look at the game today, and Hamilton hasn't scored an easy bucket yet.
Yeah, no runouts, nothing along those lines, just as I say that. Hamilton is pushing, but again, Ottawa gets back on D. Offensive rebound off the Briante Weber miss. Agata is active, but he's sent back. He finds a wide open Klassen for a two-handed slam.
And there's the easy basket.
The first easy basket, and it's followed up by an Osvaldo Genti timeout. We will be back here to the Meridian Center. You're watching the CEBL on the Summer Series, but Joe, I want to chat with you a little bit here because we've been talking about the BlackJacks, and we're talking about peaking at the right time. In the early going, I think people were a little surprised at the early struggles from the BlackJacks, but I mean, right now, this is not a team that you want to see, especially come playoff time.
Well, the BlackJacks didn't train here with everybody else. They were training in Ottawa and isolated up in Ottawa and doing that. And I think what they missed was they missed the sense of competition. They missed the sense of the tournament factor that you saw guys every day. So when they came out here for their first game, I just don't think that they brought the competitive intensity of seeing these guys every day. Everybody, all of the other teams early in the tournament realized, I see these guys at the hotel. I know we're coming next at practice. We see each other. Ottawa didn't do that. They went and they practiced, but they weren't practicing. They didn't see what the personnel was like. They weren't practicing for maybe the championship early. Now that they're here and they're starting to establish themselves, now they're all in.
Reminder that the next BlackJacks game is August 4th, and they take on the Niagara River Lions starting at 7:30 p.m. The River Lions will be up next, taking on the Fraser Valley Bandits. And on August 4th, that game will follow these Honey Badgers. On the next broadcast, they tip off against Saskatchewan at 5 p.m. on August 4th. We have some huge games coming up, implications abound, and really, it's going to come down to not exactly our strength, Joe. It's going to come down to mathematics, I think, in the end when you're talking about tiebreakers. But there's still an awful lot to be figured out even here today, both in this game and the one following. Will go a long way in telling us where we are at with the CEBL Summer Series standings. Say that 3 times fast. Rebound goes the way of the Honey Badgers. Weber pushing. Tries to draw the call. Not there. Honey Badgers can't bring it down, but stepping out of bounds were the BlackJacks, and the Honey Badgers get it back with 14 on the shot clock.
So one of the first times today that we've seen the Honey Badgers play with two bigs. You know, having both Young and Owen Clausen on the floor gives them an advantage on the boards.
Again, Clausen playing with 4 fouls, an off-the-ball foul called on Eric Keeby, and Johnny Berhana-Mescal checking back into this one.
So you like when they're set up for Hamilton right now with the playing big, they play advantage on offense, and now they'll probably go back to the zone to play some advantage on defense. Because if they go to man, Ottawa's very good at exploiting the best mismatch.
Foul called, I believe, on Hanlon.
One of the best ways for Hamilton to get back in this game is to get to the free throw line. That's a big possession with a number of fouls on one possession.
The team fouls just racking up quickly here for Ottawa. Clausen fakes the handoff, then gives it to Weber. Weber, lefty dribble, crossing over between his legs, drive, fadeaway fake, finds Diessa on the cut. Where's that been all game, Joe?
Good movement by Diessa, and Briante Weber not panicking against some real solid defense, finding him at the end of the clock.
Pandy looked off a cutting scrub. Hanlon to Keeby. Keeby to Johnny B. Nice look down low to Scrub, send him back to the line. Not the guy you want on the charity stripe if you're the Honey Badgers.
Well, again, we talked about Hamilton coming back. I thought they were going back in the zone. They went back to man, and Ottawa's so good at finding the right matchup to play through guys to get the mismatch they wanted. Right now they had both posts out, and Tommy Scrub posting up inside.
Scrub is pure from the line once again. And he stays perfect. Young inbounds to Diessa. The lead was down to 15, but once again, building back towards 20. Honey Badgers with the ball. Weber down low to Clausen. Foul on Keeby on the floor earlier.
So that's a great example of Clausen sealing up inside, but the pass is easy because Ottawa didn't put any pressure on the passer. So it was easy for Briante Weber to find Clausen in there because they're laying off him for a shooter, but all of a sudden he's as dangerous as a passer as he is, you know, a shooter in his range. And right there he had an open lane to see Owen and just threw it in.
Yeah, also important because it puts the Honey Badgers in the bonus. Clausen at the line where he has struggled today. Now just 4 of 9. That's the difference between a double-digit and single-digit game right now. If you're the Honey Badgers, the BlackJacks now just 1:52 away from Elam ending time. The first whistle inside of 4 minutes is when Elam ending will take over. That was Briante Weber's been up in Canada now for a couple of weeks, getting that hockey player in him. Just took out Johnny B.
Well, and that was thanks to Olivier Hanlon, who did a nice job finding that gap. Briante coming over to help and forced Briante into an uncontrolled closeout.
Squared up the shoulders, took out the body. It was something to be proud of. You're playing on the ice. Pandy, who has had himself an outstanding game for the BlackJacks. Berhana-Mescal. Scrub. Hanlon, drive into the lane. Olivier Hanlon has been very strong for Ottawa today. 72-54, 5:23 to go. Agata. Pass was deflected, got to Weber either way. He drops off to Khalif Young. That's what Briante Weber does, slices and dices to drop off a dime.
And whenever you can get a good skip pass like that, you can create a tough closeout.
Ottawa setting up the offense. Thomas Scrub fakes the screen, dives down, circles back out to the three-point range as Johnny Berhana-Mescal works the rock. Step back three. He was red hot to start the third. Can't get that one to go. Weber back the other way. Finds Agata. Agata, nice move to the baseline, but it rims out. Agata just joined this team about 30 hours ago. He's now played 2 games and leading in minutes in those 2 games over the last 24 plus hours. Hanlon working on Khalif Young. Scrub has it go through his fingertips. Diessa pushing the other way. He's going to pull up for 3 in transition. Not even close. Well, it's a mixture of the BlackJacks playing the perfect game and Hamilton just not having it today, Joe. We're just 10 seconds away from getting into Elam ending time. The first whistle inside of 4. Hanlon loses it, gets it back. Finds Scrub on the baseline. Tommy Scrub is money, and a timeout is called for the Honey Badgers. They want to try to make the most of this time. So Hamilton down 16, call the timeout, and we are knocking on the door of Elam ending time, Joe.
So we're getting close to it, but this is a great timeout because you call it before Elam time, and now the longer Hamilton can extend play here and maybe get themselves a little bit of run, then the longer the game will go on because then Elam time will start. So a perfect Hamilton play right now is to come out for a minute, minute and a half, score a couple buckets, play some defense, and then have the opportunity to take that Elam time from 18 down to a number that they can get themselves in. The other day they were down 10 going into Elam time, and if it wasn't for, I think, Dwayne's injury, I think they come back and make use of it. So they've been in a situation where they've been down. This timeout here will be for it'll get them ready to play a perfect section till we get to Elam time.
Something we've talked about all tournament long, all summer series long, is the fact that Elam ending time, you're going to learn more about your team, the players are going to learn more, and the coaching staff is going to learn what works, what doesn't work when you get into it. So that timeout by head coach Ryan Schmidt, as you mentioned, was obviously by design. He would like to be a little closer than 18 points right now, but they will take it. And on the other side of things, the BlackJacks are going to know what they want to do defensively to ensure that they get into Elam ending time with as much of a lead as possible. Diessa runs off 2 screens, gets it to Owen Klassen. Klassen with a not solid pass, and in transition, Hanlon gets it to Keeby for 2. Perfect once again for the BlackJacks. And that is perfect for the BlackJacks there. Johnny Brahanda-Mescal fouls Klassen. He's only 4 of 9 from the line, and we're inside of Elam ending time. Man, the execution from this Ottawa squad today has been almost perfect.
Yes, absolutely. He went hard at it there. Now, the only problem when you go for a foul like that, what Johnny had, it could be deemed unsportsmanlike.
They're pulling everybody away because we're inside of Elam ending time.
So if that's been determined a unsportsmanlike foul, no, this Elam time, sorry.
And now Klassen starting to cash him from the line. So we are now inside of 4 minutes. The lead is down to 18, and then that helps establish the Elam ending time. The reason why they pulled everybody away from the charity stripe is because we now are in Elam ending time. Those 2 free throws cut it down. It's 85 will be the target score.
So Elam ending time is 9 points added on to the team that's leading going into Elam time. Clocks are off. This is a situation for the first team to get to 85 wins. Couple things that we have to keep in mind here, because the adaptation of the by CEBL into Elam time, they've used the last 2 minutes of FIBA rules into the 4 minutes of Elam time. That means you can substitute after a made basket. After a timeout, you can get the ball in the front court or the back court. You have the choice. And you have to be careful of a couple situations out of bounds. You don't want to be reaching in, and you don't want to foul off the ball, because both of those are unsportsmanlike fouls.
And 85, 86, 87 has really been a very consistent score when it comes to Elam ending. The average target score has been 91. You're taking a look at the game-winning shots. In the early going, everybody was trying to take a 3 to win the game, and you see now, and I know as a former coach, it's probably killed you a couple times to see what the offense has become in Elam ending time.
So 14 games, we've had 2 end on free throws, 7 end on 2-point field goals, and 5 end with threes.
So 85 is the score we're trying to get to, and the BlackJacks immediately take it hard to the hole. Again, a reminder, Owen Klassen sitting there with 4 fouls, and his backup big, Khalif Young, also with 4, which will change the way the Honey Badgers can operate as things move along here in Elam ending time. 76-58 for the BlackJacks. Deontay Weber sold that foul on Keith.
These are great possessions when you go to the free throw line and score, because now defensively you're set. And Hamilton in the last situation after the timeout played a zone, and this allows them to get back if they're going to do the same thing and build their defense.
Hamilton continues to leave points at the stripe. Now 11 of 19 at the line. Make it 11 of 20. But Klassen battled his way to the rim and ends up picking up a foul on Keeby, who pulled him down.
So what Keeby does on this situation is he steps into box out, but then he steps to the ball without keeping his body on Owen. And Owen has length, has size, and he's an aggressive rebounder. And as soon as Keeby released, Owen took advantage of it.
Klassen hits the first. He's gotten better as the game progressed from the line, but again, the Honey Badgers around 50% from the charity stripe. That's just tired legs most likely, Joe. And he got the second. Yep. Klassen getting him to go when it counts. They're down 16-85, the target score. They still got 25 points to go. Ottawa has yet to score in Elam ending time as of yet. For Hannah Mescal to Hanlon. Thomas Scrub is good from downtown. Just 5 more to go. Sorry, 6 more to go on Elam ending time.
And I think that's a good idea for Ottawa to play through Tom when they can.
Honey Badgers no good. Bab Harrison offensive rebound. Diessa gets it back. Man, Diessa does not have the legs with him today.
And maybe fatigue's setting in. You're talking about it in that 2 games in 2 days. I felt that it would be help them build momentum.
No momentum to be seen here for Hamilton coming off that win yesterday. Scrub to Hanlon. Looking for his players running off the screen. Hanlon to Keith. Scrub just hit a 3. He's now working it on the corner. Another pull-up 3. Good defense. Khalif Young did not foul. Turns into an air ball.
Good long defense. And Khalif Young just put pressure on Ottawa. Sprinted the court to open up a lane.
This is not a good recipe for the Honey Badgers. They launch another 3. No good. When you're tired and you got to hit 3s, it's not a good combination. Weber called for the foul. Sorry. Weber draws the foul, and it is on Pierre Charles. He heads to the bench with his 5th.
And you can see with Deontay Weber, he does such a good job of splitting screens. If you show too early, he's always looking to split it.
Weber at the line. Missing again. And you hear Coach Osvaldo Genti saying, hey, just because we're in Elam ending time, don't stop dominating the glass. That's how we got here.
And the clock's not a factor. And the plus minus is a huge factor when you're talking about so many teams and a possibility of having similar records at the end of the series.
Yeah, the BlackJacks will not have a 2-day break again. They've got it going on right now. Fresh legs. Johnny B, drive, front rim, gets his own rebound and gets smacked by Manny Diessa.
That was a big rebound. Johnny Brahena Mescal goes to the middle with the floater and stays with it. Nobody gets their body on it. Eric Klassen's caught outside the paint.
(79-61), 85 the target score. So just 6 more to go for the BlackJacks. They've only scored once in this Elam ending time. That was Thomas Scrub with a trifecta. And Brahena Mescal misses the first.
John's definitely taken his shots today, like not just shots, but receiving them. And I think that one there affected. I think that foul affected Johnny on the free throw line.
Klassen to Khalif Yum, both bigs on the floor right now for the Honey Badgers. Weber with some sauce on that pass. And from downtown, Bab Harrison, who started the game as the only one scoring from range for the Honey Badgers, cuts the lead to 15. They're still 21 away from the target score.
He's been very consistent knocking down open shots the last 2 games.
Scrub to Hanlon. Hanlon. Big skip pass to Johnny B. Pull up 3. Oh, what a massive shot from Johnny Buckets.
Wow, after missing those 2 free throws, he found himself there.
The only buckets for Ottawa have been 3s, and then Bab Harrison cashes another. It's a 3-point-a-thon here in Elam ending time, but one more 3 can end it for the BlackJacks, and they would improve to 2-2. Brahena Mescal, watched by Weber. He is making him work for everything. Step back. Briante is not having any of that. You're not scoring a game winner on him. He's the one who tries to get the game winners. He's not going to be on your end of it. Weber to Klassen. Klassen goes behind the back to Diesa. They're looking for Klassen on the roll. No good, but tips in his own miss.
Good series.
Timeout for Coach Osvaldo Genti. Even though they're up big, Joe, probably one of those things that he knows that they're not going to have this luxury of multiple days off again. Wants to ensure that they're reinforcing the things that they want to focus on going into the next game.
I know right now, we talked about Ottawa played making very, very few mistakes. And now they're making more mistakes in Elam time than they did in regulation time. And one was, Ottawa plays through their best matchups. And walking the ball up the court against Briante Weber is not a good matchup, not for anybody in this series. So their strength is to move the basketball. Maybe a little fatigue is setting in right now. Sometimes you're playing, and in Elam time, you're playing not to lose.
Yes.
And that makes the rim a little smaller, it feels a little smaller. What Coach Genti is going to tell his guys is run the floor, space the floor, attack the basket, and let's play defense. Let's not put them at the free throw line.
Ottawa has a day off tomorrow, and then they will have a back-to-back to end this round robin. So that can have huge implications on the remainder of their schedule.
And if they're fortunate enough to get into the quarterfinals, they don't get any rest. It'll be back-to-back-to-back.
So it'll be 4 straight games. 3, sorry. I'm thinking if they win and then move on to the semis.
Absolutely.
Getting ahead of myself, getting excited as we head down the home stretch. Hanlon to Scrub. A 3 will win it for the BlackJacks. Clean strip from Weber. And it's stolen right back. Stolen by the BlackJacks. They save it. Honey Badgers get their hand in on it, but it goes off an Ottawa player. And now Ryan Schmidt would like to tie things over. Joe, I thought Elam ending time was going to speed things up, but I guess this has to do with the coaches making sure that they save their timeouts.
And you can only carry 2 timeouts into Elam time, and so both these teams did. And I think what Coach is looking at right now, he's looking for the win. Now, don't forget, but in his mind, his assistant coaches are telling him, remember, we're always playing for plus minus.
Yes.
So every series is important, every point is important. So he doesn't let the players know that as much as he knows that.
Yep.
And because he wants to sell them on the win. And his goal is to get, listen, let's defend down here, and then let's see if we can knock this thing down.
Well, and you had mentioned that the Honey Badgers did win the third quarter. It was only, I think, a +3, and they're doing the same thing here in the fourth. They're able to hang, and you need to get that positive momentum going because, again, the Honey Badgers will have 2 more games coming as well, as they have a day off, and then they'll be playing Saskatchewan, which is going to be a very big game, as they all are right now. And that will ensure that they can get into at least the quarterfinals.
Right. They're sitting at 2 wins right now, and getting to 3 is a big number. That's that crooked number you want.
Yep. Baseline out of bounds play, and it's stolen by Pandy. Wow, Pandy missed the layup. This could have been a game-winning basket and the bump, but it's 5 fouls on Khalif Young on a very interesting foul call there, as Dwayne Otis beside me shakes his head saying, no, it's all ball.
Well, Coach Schmidt on that play is going to be really disappointed, because you come out of an ATO like that and you don't even inbound the basketball. You get the ball stolen on the inbounds play. That's as frustrating as the call maybe on the defensive end.
Khalif Young fouls out. Derek Cook Jr. checking back into the game. Very limited minutes for Cook Jr. in this one. Pandy hits the first. This is a big free throw. If he hits this, this means the next basket of any kind, free throw, field goal, 3-point shot, will be a game winner for the BlackJacks. He short-armed it, Minus Tutu, and I think we're going to end it on a goaltend.
Yes, the ball hit the backboard, and as soon as it hits the backboard, you can't touch it. So if the referee designates the ball off the backboard, it's automatic goaltend.
Well, the BlackJacks end it. Maybe not the most exciting play you could expect, but Coach Osvaldo Genti will take it.
Absolutely, and an offensive rebound.
Good point.
And a good, strong. It was just what they've done all game. Great game plan, great victory for Ottawa. Man, these standings are going to get tighter and tighter.
Ottawa now 2-2 with 2 games remaining against Niagara and Saskatchewan, the 2 teams that they'll be right around in the standings. 2 outstanding matchups coming up for sure, and you will see Niagara and Fraser Valley up next this afternoon. That game has huge implications the rest of the way as well. And Amy Audibert is joined by one of the stars and young guns of this game, Lloyd Pandy. Amy.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. Lloyd, you've made an immediate impact on a good professional basketball team. How have you made it at least look easy?
It wasn't easy at all. My teammates made it easy on me, and my coaches as well, because it's a familiar system for me. So, I give all the credits to my teammates, of course, and my coaches.
Yeah, today your coaches did a great job of balancing minutes. Nobody played too heavy minutes. But as a basketball player on the court, how do you keep up the intensity and the game flow when substitutions happen a bit more than maybe usual?
At the end of the day, it's just basketball. So you just get on the court and compete as hard as you can. And we know it's a fast-paced game, so we just trying to run as fast as we can, because we know subs are coming in.
Lloyd, I know it's been a crazy week for you, but we love watching you play, so keep that going. We'll go back to you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Amy. What a great game, and again, another perfect example of the CEBL U Sports connection. Joe, we've been talking about it time again. I mean, Lloyd Pandy was a difference maker in this game. Wasn't out there just playing minutes.
No, absolutely not, and he played solid defense, but it's the baskets he scored at the rim. His offensive rebounding, his spacing, sensational game for Lloyd Pandy and for the Ottawa BlackJacks.
The second half of our CEBL Summer Series tips off at 4 p.m. The Fraser Valley Bandits will take on the Niagara River Lions. Massive game for those 2 teams.
Oh, wow. We're talking about, I said failure's not fatal, and when you're sitting there, you want to make sure you're not in that situation to have to worry about it.
These teams have, and the players and the coaching staff have all committed so much and sacrificed so much to be here at the Summer Series. If you want to watch a game where players are going to leave it all on the floor and you will see passion and excitement, you want to tune in for this next game. Again, 4 p.m. Eastern here on cbcsports.ca, CBC Gem app. You can definitely tune in for that. And I want to say thank you again for all of our listeners up at TSN 1200 in Ottawa for tuning in. Your Ottawa BlackJacks put on an absolute clinic here, limiting the Hamilton Honey Badgers to just 69 points. They are in great position as we continue on here at the CEBL Summer Series, live from the Meridian Center in St. Catharines, Ontario. For Amy Audibert, this is Jason Tom alongside Joe Rassel. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back in just a few short minutes for game number 2 today at the CEBL Summer Series.